Hey guys, I'm Miguel and welcome to One Big Bites Food Journey. Today, we're exploring the heart of Pasig, a city that blends old charm with modern flavor. From green parks to iconic eats and creative kitchen twists, we'll take a bite into the stories behind every dish. Tara, samahan niyo ako as we cook, eat, and discover one big bite at a time. Welcome to Pasig City, a place na modern pero may old soul. Dito sa Capital Commons, you can really feel how the city has transformed throughout the years. Now, kung may restaurant na that perfectly captures modern Filipino comfort food, Sentro 1771 has to be in that list. Sentro is actually part of the 1771 group, known for taking local favorites and reimagining them for today's palate. Think of it as the perfect middle ground between your lola's cooking and fine dining. Their iconic sinigang na corned beef made waves in the early 2000s, and now their pancit is doing the same. Flavorful, comforting, and also uniquely Filipino. Dining here feels like home, but with the restaurant quality upgrade. Today, I'm here with Chef Vicky to talk more about their Filipino comfort food.
Sentro 1771 started in 2002 in Greenbelt 3. We were at the second floor. And at that time, there was a fountain in front of the restaurant. And we felt it was the center of everything.
Oh, that's why
So
it's called
that's why it's called Sentro, but it also means the center of good food, good Filipino food. And our best sellers are sinigang na corned beef, which is the specialty of the house, and rated GG, which is galunggong fillets fried in olive oil and topped with brown garlic. 1771 was the address of our very first restaurant in Malate. It was Chateau 1771, the French bistro.
Yes, familiar.
So 1771 M. Adriatico was the address, and we brought 1771 to all locations where we opened a restaurant because it signifies standards of excellent food and service. To all our Filipino kababayans abroad, you may have visited Sentro before, but you can come again. We have 3 branches, again, Capital Commons in Pasig, Greenbelt 5, and 1 Bonifacio High Street Mall in BGC.
See you, Bite Fam! Try natin ang kanilang Pancit Bami Vegetarian. Kain tayo, Bite Fam! Even without the meat, guys, it's still packed with so much flavor. Talagang ang bouncy ng noodles, very fluffy, and talagang malasang-malasing vegetables when combined with the tofu and other ingredients. This is a must-try. Now that you've tried the food here in Sentro 1771, itry naman natin i-recreate sa bahay, Bite Fam, especially since the original is so good. Hi, Bite Fam! For the first segment of our episode today, we'll be making vegetarian pancit bihon. You may ask, Miguel, bakit vegetarian? Well, of course, beef and pork is great in our pancit. Masarap din yung may konting tofu and mushroom for a nice and healthier alternative. Kaya tara, let's start cooking our vegetarian pancit bihon. Okay, Bite Fam, to start our recipe, let's first soak our bihon noodles in a little bit of water. So let's just soak this in a little bit of warm water and leave this to set aside. So let's set this aside first and cut our tofu cubes afterwards. For our tofu naman, Bite Fam, this is firm tofu that has been drained already. Tofu is really one of the most popular meat alternatives na nakikita natin sa mga grocery stores or even sa mga Asian supermarkets. For our meat alternative, Bite Fam, meron tayo ngayon firm tofu that has been drained. Yung ibang tao, gumagamit din sila ng seitan or even ground beef as a meat alternative. But tofu is definitely the most accessible and also one of the most affordable options for our pancit today. Cut na natin, Bite Fam. First, cut natin siya lengthwise. So we have our tofu cubes like this. Cut naman natin siya into strips. So for around 1 tofu cube, depending on your preferred size, this can make around 3 strips. Alright? This should look good, Bite Fam. After this, let's coat this in cornstarch and deep fry until golden brown perfection. For our dry batter, 3 ingredients lang ito, Bite Fam. This is just cornstarch, salt, and pepper. So, season natin siya generously. A little bit of pepper. And let's stir everything using a wire whisk. Coat na natin ang ating tofu pieces. Pwede ka rin gumamit lang ng flour bite fam, or even in other Asian groceries, meron din silang potato starch. Cornstarch is really gonna give it a nice texture na makikita natin mamaya maging golden brown and crispy siya. Let's start frying bite fam. For our next step, let's add our vegetables bite fam. We already have a little bit of oil in this, so let's wait for our pan to preheat and let's get sauteing. Of course, every good Filipino dish starts with lots of garlic. Saute lang natin siya bite fam. And of course, our onions. Okay, after that, let's add our carrots, our red bell pepper, then let's saute it with our garlic and onion para talagang masipsip yung flavors ng onion and garlic sa ating vegetables. And syempre, since this is a vegetarian pancit, we'll be adding mushrooms for a nice meaty flavor and texture. So gumagamit lang ako bite fam ng regular button mushrooms, but there are so many mushroom pieces that you can use as well. For our next vegetable, maglalagay tayo ng chopped cabbage. As you can see, bite fam, medyo nag-wilt na yung ating cabbage. Let's continue cooking it until the excess water of our cabbage cooks out para mamaya mas maging malasa siya lahat. For the final touches, maglalagay tayo ng green beans. And last but not the least, our chopped celery. Ideally, bite fam, mas maganda if you have a wok para talagang mainit yung pagkasaute natin. But a non-stick pan like this works as well, especially if you're in a condo or in a home kitchen. After sauteing our vegetables, gawin naman natin yung ating sauce. Maglalagay ako ng konting soy sauce bite fam. And of course, oyster sauce. Paghalu-haluin lang natin ating soy sauce and oyster sauce. And finish that off with our chicken stock. Let's wait for this to simmer bite fam, then pagkatapos ito, let's add our noodles. And since our noodles have been soaked already bite fam, it's already nice and soft, like this. Tara! Okay, let's add it to the ingredients of our sauce. Then talagang it's really going to soak up all of those flavors in our sauce. Then maglalagay ako ng konting cornstarch slurry to really tie everything together. Then this is going to thicken later on as our noodles absorb the ingredients of our sauce. Let's do a noodle pull check. Tingnan natin bite fam. Oh, tara! The sauce has coated our bihon noodles beautifully. Let's start plating.